Hello, children. So, how are you today? Okay, good to hear that you are fine. So, by the way, I am Robilyn Joy Bernardino, your pre-service teacher, and today I will going to show a demonstration. That is why I'm hoping for your 100% attention and cooperation. So, anyways, we also have two pre-service teacher who will going to help me discuss our topic. Okay, so shall we start? So before we start, let's sing first. And I have prepared here a song entitled Composition of the Atmosphere with a tune of Fruit Salad. So by the way, do you know that song? Okay, so it looks like no one knows this song. So here we go. Atmospheric atmosphere, atmosphere. What is composition? What is composition? Nitrogen, oxygen, other gases. 1%, 1%. Methane, carbon dioxide, etc., etc. Okay, so thank you, children, for singing with me. So now let's move on and have a review. So, who can tell me what was our last topic? Okay, yes, Mirna. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, nice idea. So, what else? How about you, Mike? Okay. Okay, so thank you. So now I have here an activity, and you only have to do is to answer this activity. Try to name the layer of the Earth atmosphere and write your answer in the box provided. So you may now start. Okay, class, so time is up. So are you done? Okay, so now let us check your answers. Okay, so who got a perfect score? Okay, so congratulations to those who got it perfect. So, and to those who didn't make it, it's still okay. So now let's proceed to the another activity entitled Pick Two Words. So are you familiar with this activity? Okay, so now, so I will going to group you into five, and each group will going to analyze the picture, and as you analyze it, you will going to think what is the word being conveyed by the picture. So at the end of this activity, one representative will going to write the answer in the board. So now let us start answering. Okay, so now let's check your answer. Okay, so there are the answers. So congratulations to the group who got a perfect score. So now I'm going to show you a video and try to take note, since later on I will give you another group activity and you will going to report it in front. So watch it.
Blanket of air that covers the earth, which is the atmosphere. The blanket of air surrounding the earth is known as the atmosphere. It exists in several layers around the earth. These layers become thinner at higher altitudes. Therefore, one finds it difficult to breathe as one goes up. This is because less air is pressing down from above. Half of the total mass of air is found below 5 km, touching the surface of the earth. It is held close to the earth by gravity. The atmosphere protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet and infrared rays of the sun. It has oxygen and nitrogen, the life sustaining gases. It helps in retaining the necessary warmth on the earth and helps in the circulation of water vapor, which is the source of rainfall. Coming on to what constitutes this atmosphere, let's now discuss its composition. The atmosphere is a mixture of many gases and tiny solid particles. A clean, dry sample of air is made up of approximately 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. Oxygen gas helps in burning and breathing. Without breathing oxygen, most living things cannot survive. Nitrogen is a colorless inert gas and has no taste or smell. It dilutes the oxygen and slows down the process of oxidation. It is essential for all living things, but they cannot use it directly from the atmosphere. Plants obtain it from the soil, and animals obtain nitrogen by eating plants or other animals. These gases are responsible for life on Earth. However, they are insignificant with respect to the weather phenomena. The remaining 1% of air is made up of a number of gases, which include carbon dioxide, water vapor, helium, hydrogen, argon, etc. One of the main gases in this remaining 1% is the carbon dioxide gas, which is needed by plants for their survival. Water vapor is responsible for all forms of precipitation and hence the circulation of fresh water. Water vapor is added to the atmosphere by evaporation from oceans and lakes and rivers, transpiration from vegetation, and respiration of animals. Some parts like pollen from plants, dust from dust storms, ash from meteorites and volcanic eruptions, smoke from fire, and salt particles from seas are also present in the lower layer of the atmosphere. These particles act as a nuclei for water vapor to form raindrops around them. They also scatter the sun's radiation during sunrise and sunset. The amount of dust varies from place to place.
So this is now the group activity, and later on you will going to report it in the front, so try to answer it. Okay, so now let's proceed to our discussion proper. So with all the activities we've done, the videos you have watched, so what do you think would be our topic today? Okay, so nice try. So what else? Okay, yes, you got it right. So our topic for today is composition of atmosphere. So we have first our objectives. 1. Identify the composition of the atmosphere. Create a collage on the composition of the atmosphere and give the connection of human activity to the composition of the atmosphere through reflective essays. So you only have to do is to listen to me very carefully so that we can hit that objectives. So before we know what are the composition of the atmosphere, let us know first what is the atmosphere. So what is the atmosphere? Yes, Ella? Okay, yes, nice try. So now, atmosphere is the blanket of air that surrounds the earth. So everything that surrounds the earth, it is the atmosphere. Okay, like that thing. This is the earth, this is the atmosphere. It surrounds the earth. Okay, so now let's proceed to the composition of the atmosphere. So what are the composition of the atmosphere? So the very first one is the nitrogen, which is composed of 78%. The other one is the oxygen, which is 21%, and the other gases, which is only 1%. And the other gases includes the carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, and etc. So there are more. For us to know more what are those composition of the atmosphere, the nitrogen, oxygen, other gases, so listen to my co-preservers teacher as they going to discuss what are those all about.
Good morning, class. This morning we talk about what? Nitrogen. Do you know what nitrogen is? So, Maria, what is nitrogen? Okay, thank you. So, if you see nitrogen or N, using scientific abbreviation, is a odorless element. In fact, nitrogen is the most abundant element on Earth's atmosphere. Approximately 70% of the atmosphere is nitrogen. Nitrogen has the 78% part of the atmosphere. So, if you say 78%, it is a quite big class because it passed in the middle part, which is 50%. So, nitrogen is not used by most living things except for nitrogen can help the soil by fixing bacteria in the soil. can also help the root of some plants to use it for nitrates. For example, pine nuts and etc. So nitrates is absorbed by plants to make plant protein. So we know that protein is also helpful to our body because it can help us build body muscles. The addition of this nitrogen to the Earth's surface, soils and variation, water bodies supplies much needed nutrition for plants growth. So the nitrogen returns to the atmosphere primarily through biomass or bioma combustions and denitrification. So the nitrogen can also go back to its own home or the place where it belongs after helping the earth. And that place is the atmosphere. Next, oxygen. Oxygen makes up 21% of the earth. So if we say nitrogen is not used by most living things, well, the oxygen is essential for most living things. Plants and animals need oxygen. Also during the process of respiration, it also needs oxygen. In respiration, oxygen is combined with glucose to chemically release energy for metabolism. So, oxygen that can be found in earth. It can also be found in water and soil. It also needed in burning.
Hello everyone, I am Valent Elame A. Pipito. Carbon dioxide is a chemical compound composed of one carbon and two oxygen atoms. It is present in the Earth's atmosphere at a low concentration and acts as a greenhouse gas. It is often referred to by its formula CO2. In its solid state, it is called dry ice. It is a major component of carbon cycle. Methane is gas that is found in small quantities in Earth's atmosphere. Methane is the simplest hydrocarbon consisting of one carbon atom and four hydrogen atoms. Methane is a powerful greenhouse gas. Methane is flammable and is used as fuel worldwide.
The components of air atmosphere obviously important in every creature living in the Earth planet. In fact, the atmosphere protects the living things from the sun's most harmful rays. Gases reflect or absorb the strongest rays of sunlight. The atmosphere shields Earth from the most harmful solar rays. So can you see how helpful and useful the atmosphere is, right? So it is indeed that the atmosphere is very helpful to us, a human, and to the other living things who live in the earth. So, but it's sad to say that there are human activities who ruin the atmosphere. So, what are those? So, here are the human activities that we might know that it harms the atmosphere, but still we are doing it. So, burning fossil fuels, releasing chemicals into the atmosphere, reducing the amount of forest cover, and the rapid expansion of farming, development, and industrial activities are releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and changing the balance of the climate systems. And what if atmosphere disappear because of our abusive and negative action? So what do you think would happen to us? So this would likely to happen once our atmosphere disappears. So the temperature of the earth would rapidly start to rise once our atmosphere had disappeared. Without our atmosphere, we have little protection from the sun's heat. It would penetrate to the earth's surface and cause the water to start boiling off into steam, and that would float into space. So, since the Earth's atmosphere protects and sustains the planet's inhabitants by providing warmth and absorbing harmful solar rays, in addition to containing the oxygen and carbon dioxide, which living things need to survive, the atmosphere traps the sun's energy and wards off many of the dangers of space. We humans should stop doing negative things which only ruins the atmosphere and start doing positive things which benefit the atmosphere. So, let us see if you have learned something from today's discussion. So, who can share to the class about what they have learned today? Okay, anyone? Okay, yes, Michaela. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. So, next, who else can share their learnings? Okay, you, Angela. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so we are done with discussing. So now, write the connection of human activity to the Earth atmosphere through reflective essay. Okay, so you may pass your essay later on since we still have a group activity, collage making. So same group, each group will make their own collage on the composition of the atmosphere. So you still have time to seek for the requirement seek for the materials needed for the collage. So you only have to do is to make a collage about the composition of the atmosphere. So be creative since we have a rubrics. Okay, so thank you for all the beautiful presentation for the collage making. So now, I have here 5 questions and you have to answer this one individually. So this is to check if you have learned something on our discussion. So try to answer this one. Okay, so for your assignment, research about air pressure and humidity. So you have to research that one. Okay, so I hope you have learned a lot today. So that ends our discussion for today's, and I hope you have learned a lot and you've enjoyed our discussion. So once again, I am Rovelyn Joy Bernardino, your pre-service teacher, and thank you and bye-bye.